Hi, my name is Heather, and I'm going to lead you through a short yoga routine today. So if you've been sitting for a while, just need a nice good stretch, here's something that hopefully will help. So to get started, find a good solid chair, one where you can reach your feet onto the ground and press the feet into the ground. So it's like you're rooting your feet down into the carpet or floor or whatever you have there. So while that energy is going down into the ground, I would also like you to think about lifting the crown of your head up toward the ceiling. So it's almost like there's a string here that someone is pulling and lifting you up. That helps to lengthen the spine. And then we'll just take a deep breath in, roll the shoulders up by the ears, and then exhale with a sigh as you let the shoulders fall down the back. Relax the palms either face up or face down in the lap. Either way is fine. Kind of depends what you're feeling. Maybe try both. And then allow your eyes to close here. And start to tune into your breath. Maybe you feel the breath coming in through the nose and through the mouth. Maybe you notice the rise and fall of the chest or the belly. What I'd like for you to do is start to narrow the focus of that breath down to just the nose if you can. And when you inhale in through the nose, take a long count of 4 or 5. Pause at the top of that exhale. Just hold that air inside for a moment. And then exhale nice and slow, the same count of 4 or 5 as the air slowly goes back out of the body. And then again, inhale, fill up the lungs and then the belly, really bringing that air all the way down as far as you can. And then exhale, belly button comes back toward the spine as all the air leaves the body. So a few more deep breaths like this at your own pace. And the reason that we breathe like this is because it helps to slow down the mind. Our minds are racing with thoughts all throughout the day. So in order to breathe like this, it takes a lot of concentration because we're used to very shallow breathing. And it also serves to calm the nervous system, help relax the muscles, and just let us tune into what we're feeling. So now that we have this really slow, deep breath established, we'll just add some simple movements to that. And from here, I'm going to have you, again, sit up nice and tall like that string is taking the crown of your head up to the ceiling. And then just let the chin fall down toward the chest. And on an inhale, roll the right ear toward the right shoulder and pause at the top. And then exhale, chin comes back down toward the chest. And again, inhale, left ear to left shoulder. Pause at the top. And exhale, take the chin back down to the chest. Now continue to do this at your own pace. And just take some time to notice where you feel any tight spots. If you're on your way back down, chin to the chest, and you notice a tight spot, maybe you hold it there for just a moment and breathe into that spot. And then continue on when you're ready. Everything in yoga is just a suggestion. Everybody's body is different. Everybody's experiences are different. So just do what feels right for you and on that day, because there are days where things are going to feel much better than other days. So again, it's really about learning to tune in, listen to your body and what feels good, and then going from there. The next time you have your chin down toward your chest, I'm going to have you lift your chin back up. So again, crown of the head reaching up, spine is nice and elongated. From here, we'll do some shoulder rolls. So take those shoulders up and back and roll them around toward the front. Inhale, up and back, big shoulder motion. Exhale, rounding toward the front. This is a really big joint in the body. So take your time, explore that range of motion. And then we're going to reverse the motion. So inhale up to the front and exhale, shoulders down the back. Deep breaths here. So that breath work that we started beginning, that's what we want to carry with us all the way through the next few minutes. Okay, maybe shaking that out a little bit. And as we start to warm up the spine and loosen the torso, what we want to do is rest those hands palms down on your thighs. We're going to do what we call a seated cow-cat. So for cow, you want to take a big inhale and stretch across the collarbones. So really broaden across the collarbones. Lift your chin up. Don't hurt your neck, but lift your chin up. Bring that tailbone up to meet the back of your head. And then exhale, round forward, tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin, arch your back like a cat. And inhale again, come through that cow pose. Belly stretched forward, nice and broad across the collarbones. Shoulders are reaching back toward one another in the back. And then exhale, round forward. And again, 2 more times at your own pace. So inhale, really lengthen across the front of the body. And exhale. Coming back to center. We'll do what we call a seated gate pose. So you're going to move off to one side of your chair. And for me, I'm on the right side of my chair. I'm going to extend my right leg out to the side. My toes are pointed forward, so my foot is flat on the ground. And again, if this is not comfortable for you, then skip this part of the pose and maybe just do this completely seated in the middle of the chair, which is also fine. I'm going to take my right hand out onto my right thigh. This left arm comes high up to the sky on an inhale, nice and tall. And then exhale, we're just going to reach over to the right. And then inhale, come back up. Exhale, reach over to the right. I want you to feel a really nice stretch all along that left side of the body. Inhale, bring it back up, reach up nice and tall. Exhale, take it over. Inhale, come back up. And exhale, let the arm come down. We're going to switch sides. So go over to the opposite side of your chair. Let that left leg come over to the side, extend it out. Foot is flat onto the ground. This front knee is still pointing straight off the front of the chair. Left arm, it's kind of like Simon Says, a lot of left rights. Take your left hand out onto that extended leg. Raise the right arm up nice and tall on an inhale. And exhale, reach up and over to the side. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, stretch up and over. And the reason we go up and over is so that we don't collapse in the torso. We want to keep some length there. One more time. Exhale, over. Inhale, bring it back up. And let the arm come back down. Do a little bit of leg work just to stretch out the legs. So sitting back in the front of the chair, interlace your hands, and then take your knee and bring it up into your chest with an inhale. We're going to exhale and push that foot out in front of us. I want you to flex your foot so your toes are pointed up, heel is reaching out, and you should feel your quadricep activate from that. Bring that knee back in. Exhale, press through that heel, and then set it down onto the ground. You're going to take your hands, place them onto your bent knee, sit up nice and tall, and then exhale, hinging at your hips. You'll start to lean forward, and I want you to think about your heart coming forward first. That's going to keep your spine nice and long. So your heart lengthens forward, and you should feel a nice stretch in the back of the leg. If you need a little bit more intensity or you want some more intensity, again, yoga should never hurt. Go to just where it feels good. If you do want a little bit more, you can take your hands and walk your arms down that extended leg. If you keep your toes flexed and pointed up on this extended leg, that's going to get a little bit more into the calf muscle. You're going to feel that more on the hamstring. And while you're here, Relax that neck, keep your spine lengthened, and breathe. Breathing into this pose. And then walk yourself back up to sitting. We're going to bring that knee in one more time, hug it up nice and tall, and then set that ankle over the knee of the opposite foot. So you've almost created a triangle here with your legs. This might be enough of a stretch right here. If you have knee issues, I would skip this pose altogether. You want to keep your foot nice and flexed to protect your knee. If this feels all right to you, we're going to stretch out the side of the hip with a seated pigeon. So sit up nice and tall. And again, if this is enough, that's fine. But if you'd like to, again, think about the heart coming forward first to keep your spine lengthened. Take a big inhale. And then exhale, hinge from your hips and lean forward until you feel the right spot for you that stretches through that side part of the hip, through the IT band. And just breathe into any tension that you're feeling. Imagine that breath coming into that muscle on the inhale. And imagine your exhale just relaxing that muscle. One more breath here. Inhale, sitting back up now. We'll set that foot onto the floor. We'll interlace the hands, take the left knee into the chest, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, press it out. Keep that foot flexed. Heel is reaching out, quadricep is engaged. And then bring that knee into the body again. Exhale, press it out. Really press, toes are pointed up, foot is flexed, and then set that foot down. Heel down, toes pointed up, so it's still very active. We're going to take our hands, place them on the bent knee, sit up tall. Exhale, let the heart lead the way for this stretch. Again, this is a hamstring stretch for your extended leg. So breathe into it. And again, if you need more of a stretch, go ahead, walk your hands down that front leg. And the more you keep those toes pointed toward the ceiling, the more you will intensify your stretch. All right, walking yourself back up to sitting. We're going to take again your ankle and set it over this opposite knee. So pigeon on the other side. And again, both sides of your body are different. So I can already tell that this knee is up much higher than the other knee was. So just honor that. Honor whatever you're feeling. Both sides of the body are different from our use and our anatomy in general. Keep this foot flexed as it's on top of your knee. Sit up nice and tall. And then whether it's a millimeter or a foot, start to lean forward, letting your heart lead the way for a really nice outer hip stretch. And just take some time to explore. The more you breathe into something, the more the body's going to slowly open up and allow you in. So don't ever try to force a stretch. That's usually us just wanting to look like something else we've seen what the stretch should look like, or so we think. But all of us are going to have different poses. One more deep breath here. And then coming back up, we'll set that foot down. Maybe kind of a little shake for the legs. Shake it out a little bit. Then we're going to do a seated twist. You have the option of either keeping your legs like this, or you can take one leg and cross it over top of the other. So again, both feet on the floor or one leg crossed over the other. If you're crossing, take your right leg, place it over the left. I want you to take that right arm, whichever leg is on top, take that arm and just set it back behind you on the chair. Sit up nice and tall. The opposite arm is going to come to your opposite knee here. So left arm to right knee. Sit up really tall. Inhale, fill the lungs. And then exhale, gently twist over to the side. Inhale, come back to center. And then exhale, twist over to the side. Inhale, coming back to center. We're going to hold this exhale. So exhale, twist. Now breathe here. Should have said we're going to hold the pose because that's what we're doing, not holding the breath. So breathe here while you're in this. And you're not using this chair. You're not using your grip to jam you any farther. You're simply using it as a lever to maybe help dig into the pose so it feels a little bit better. Inhale, come back to the front, and then we're going to switch sides. So left knee comes over on top of the right knee. Left arm comes back behind and grabs onto the chair, either on the side or the back, wherever feels good. There's no right and wrong. Take your right hand onto the top of that knee. Sit up nice and tall. Inhale. And exhale. Gently twist over to the side. Inhale, coming back to center. Exhale, twisting to the side. Inhale, come back to center. And this is where we're going to hold it again. So when you exhale and twist to the back, we'll just hold it for a few breaths. Again, notice if your shoulders are tight up by your ears, relax those shoulders down. Lengthen through the crown of the head. And you can either have your neck facing forward, your face facing forward, or you can have your gaze toward the back of the room. Honestly, it's whatever feels best on your neck. Just again, tune into your body. And then bring that back around to the front. Set both feet down onto the ground. We're going to take one really big inhale in together. And what I want you to do is squeeze everything you can possibly imagine on this inhale, from your toes to your eyes to your hands, everything. So here we go. Big inhale. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze everything you can think of. And a big sigh for an exhale. So you should be feeling a little bit better right now. And we are going to take the palms face up onto our lap. Shrug those ears up by the shoulder one last time. Exhale. Relax them down the back. We're just going to take a moment for those little stretches to sink in. Notice if you feel any different than when you first started this. You don't have to worry about counting the breath anymore or making sure the breath is a long, deep inhale. Just breathe naturally. And before we go, I'll just invite you to take your hands to your heart center and think of any 3 things that you have to be grateful for today. And yoga is also about sending our practice off of the mat. So in an effort to make sure we do that today, again, keep your hands at your heart center. Maybe your eyes are still closed, and just bring to mind anybody right now who might need a little extra love or attention or prayers. Send something their way. And I want to thank you so much for going through this class with, that was Ben, myself and Ben. Gus is somewhere in the background. Thank you so much for being a part of this, and I hope this helped. Wishing you all the best. Namaste.